to spend that quick moment. I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I'm a person of my word. When I say I'm going to do something, unless, it's drastic, it's really had to be drastic. So I know my friends who are usually with me are thinking about me and they're cheering me on. So, what's the topic today? We mentioned last week that planning again is so important. But I was talking to someone actually at the bank, and I said to her, we were doing a transaction, and I said, this was one of my one of my plans to actually do this year. And she said, really, you actually planned for something like this? I said, yeah, I always do try to do my best to kind of look forward and do what I need to do. And she said, and I said, the next thing that I need to plan for, the next thing I need to kind of I should say, cross off my list here is my medical. I need to get a medical checkup, physical checkup, basically. And she said, physical checkup should be priority. And I say, you're right, it's priority, but I'm doing this for 2021, so it's the beginning of the year. So a physical checkup. And when she said that, I started thinking, wow, many times, our health is the very last thing that we think about. When the truth of the matter is the true wealth that we have, the best wealth that we have, the most expensive wealth that we have, the most important wealth that we have is our health. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you have a PhD or if you are the smartest person in the room. If you are not able to take care of yourself, if you're not healthy, you cannot accomplish anything. We all seen, like, superstars, people like Steve Jobs, from Apple, who died very young from cancer because his health failed them. And we have so many others, stars, folks who've been on, singers and actors. They lost their lives because their health, they had all the money. They could have paid for anything to to fix the problem. But because they did not have money, cannot buy health. So therefore, it's very important. So as we go into so many technical problems today, I just wanted to say that my goal today is to let you know that, without your health, you have nothing. You don't have anything without that health. So therefore, it's very important that you prioritize it. Why is it important to prioritize your health? Because nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else. If you are looking at me tonight and you're saying, well, it's easy for her to say because, she doesn't understand. I have, 4.5 kids, and I have family over here, family over there, responsibilities over here, responsibilities over there. So therefore, my health has to be in the back burner because I cannot prioritize it. It cannot be number one. Well, I was talking to my brother today, and I said to him, we're talking about, relationships and how, many times we put people first and then we ended up getting hurt. And I said, you've been on a plane, just like I've been on many flights. And one of the things that they always say, in case of an emergency, put on your mask first. In case of an emergency, if there's a problem, if there's going to be a problem, they're asking you to put on your mask first. And then you do the selfless thing and help somebody else. But you have to take care of yourself first. Because if you don't put your mask on first, what's going to happen? While you're trying to help, it could be your own children. While you're trying to help, it could be your spouse. While you're trying to help your best friend, your mother, whoever it is you're trying to help, who's sitting next to you. While you're trying to help that person, you could basically die. So with that said, I'm saying to you, yes, your health is your wealth and it has to be a priority. And the only way you can prioritize it, if you become the type of person who said, this is priority for me, and I'm going to do the things that I need to do to be healthy. Now, what does it mean to be healthy? Some people might say that's subjective. Maybe not. Because at the end of the day, you can tell a healthy person from an unhealthy person. So it's not subjective. It is measurable. You are able to measure someone who's healthy. And someone who's healthy is not only healthy physically, so you can see, they're not overweight because they've been eating healthy. They're not out of shape because they're exercising, but also that person is mentally healthy, meaning like their conversation with you, their interaction with you, when they're out there on the street and at the job or everywhere they are. It doesn't matter where they go, you could see the difference between someone who's healthy and somebody who's not mentally or spiritually fit. And the same thing too. So they say it's mind, body, and soul. You have your mind straight, you have your body straight, and then you have your soul. Some of us are pretty spiritual, not religious, but spiritual. So therefore, we have time. We take time to meditate. We take time to pray. We take time to get in the word that we believe in. And when we do that, guess what? We are feeding ourselves. We are feeding our soul. Just like we say I was talking to my brother and I say, it's so important, even when you're on vacation, it's so important every single day that you eat healthy. And the reason that I'm becoming so I guess health conscious right now is because, when you're younger, that's the thing with time and health. When you are younger, when you are a teenager, when you are a young adult, you feel like you have all the time in the world. So therefore, you don't have to worry about health. Some people do, but most of us, many of us, we're like, I can eat whatever I want. I can eat whenever I want. I can do whatever I want. I go to a buffet. I was telling him, I say, you go to a buffet, you take it means you eat it all. Because you feel like, oh, I have the stamina, I have the digestive system that's going to be able to operate well for me. So I do whatever I want when you're younger. But right now, as we're getting older, we were talking about it, we all are at a particular age right now, and we're saying, you know what, we cannot do what we used to do before. When you go to a buffet, it doesn't mean you eat it all. When you at home cooking, doesn't mean you can cook anything and eat anything anytime. So likewise with your spiritual life, with your spiritual health, you cannot put anything in you. You have to be very selective and be calculating. And that's why, last year, for those who are my friends on Facebook, I was saying vision, 2020 vision. I know it's redundant, and it's also a cliche, 2020 vision. Everybody's heard that before. But I was doing that to speak to my soul, and I was doing to speak to myself so that I could have vision on the type of life and the type of health that I wanted to have, and the type of relationships, that I wanted to have, a friendship, relationships, you name it. And I wanted to have the vision, being able to see it before it can even become reality. So that was my goal. And for those of you who've been on my Facebook page, you could tell I had a friend who said, Gabrielle, you lost some weight. I said, yes, 2020 vision, because I made a strategic decision to get up and start moving, because I realized that at this age, at my age right now, I cannot be like I did when I was in my 20s, or like I did when I was in a teenager, eating whatever I wanted and whenever, and not exercising. So in 2021, I'm asking for discerning spirit, not vision, because I feel like, after a year, I have all the vision. Now it's time to discern what to do next. What to do next. Every decision, how do you discern that? Is by being silent, by cultivating a healthy spirit, by cultivating a healthy body, by cultivating a healthy soul. Now, if you're watching and you are not taking care of yourself, you're gonna say, well, yeah, I have tummy problems all the time. I'm having problems going here, going there. And how is it that I'm having knee problems? Or, I'm having back problems. I'm having, headaches all the time. Many times, all these things are symptoms of a bigger problem. Sometimes it's a minor problem that you can fix, but sometimes they are bigger problems that you need to go and get your physical. Just like I said earlier, that my goal is to, before the end of the first quarter of this year, to make sure that I have my physical to take care of that part of my body. While I'm planning for my physical, I am working on my spiritual and I'm working on my soul. So it's my body and soul. And also mind to me is also intellectual, being able to focus on reading books. I came with a book here. I gave it to my brother. It's called Big Idea, no, a small book with a big idea. A small book with a big idea. It's a very small book, really, but it has big idea. And the idea is that you are the sun. You are bigger than life. Wherever you go, you should shine. And we did a program not too long ago about that, shining bright and being able to let your light shine. This is very biblical. I know there's a song and I was referring to the song, but the truth is, for those of us who are in the word, we know it says that we have to shine wherever we are. And you cannot shine if you are someone who's mean, because your spirit is not right. You cannot shine if you are unhealthy, because you don't have even the physical stamina to stand up, to work out, to spend time with people. Like today, my brother was running around like crazy. He had me going everywhere. And I feel like, and I said to him, had it not been for the fact that I started exercising last year and taking care of myself, I don't think I would have been able to do all the physical activities that you had me doing today. So therefore, in order for me to do this again, I have to continue to take care of myself. So my encouragement to you today, and like I said, I'm not going to take too much time. It's the end of the year. Welcome to a new year. If you're going to be watching this in a couple of days, today's the 12/30, 2020. So we just have one more day left for 2020 to be over. So you made it. Congratulations. I made it. Congratulations to me. But at the end of the day, so many people didn't make it. We have folks, unfortunately, COVID-19 took them out. I have friends, people from work that we lost this year because of COVID-19. Many of them, especially folks in the Black and brown communities, is because of underlying situation, situation with asthma, situation they have pre-existing conditions like they're diabetic, pre-existing condition like obesity, pre-existing condition like unhealthy lifestyle altogether. And so when you get attacked by a virus like COVID, it's so easy for that virus to take you out because of the fact that your health is not able to sustain or to fight off a virus like that. Likewise, with your spiritual health, if you're not cultivating and working on your spiritual life, whatever it is, I'm not here to preach the gospel. That's not what I do on this line. I share my faith with friends offline and on personal pages. I do that. But if you're someone who's a faithful believer, you have your own faith, whatever it is, I would encourage you to hold on to that, because there will be many storms. Like the COVID-19 was a storm for somebody. It came into your physical life. And for some people, they were able to fight that off, but other people were not able to fight it off. Okay. So with your spiritual life, whatever your spiritual life is, you need to build that up, strengthen that every single day, meditate. My word says to meditate day and night. So meditate on it so that you can have the spiritual health to be able to fight off the storm. Because my gosh, you will have to deal with storms. If I were to come here and tell you life is gonna be perfect, if you do X, Y, and Z, I would be lying. You always gonna be facing challenges. You always gonna be facing hardships. You always gonna be facing things that you never thought you'll be facing. I've been there and done that. But at the end of the day, the reason I was able to fight off and be able to still be here and still be standing and be looking forward to a new year, 2021, is because my faith was strong enough to fight off something that was many things that were trying to kill me, just like COVID-19. Okay, will try to kill you. But if you have the physical and the spiritual strength, you'll be able to fight off. And we say mind, body, and soul. You know, do what you need to do every single day for your soul. Do what you need to do every single day for your body. And do what you need to do every single day, mind, body, and soul, for your mind. And again, I said, focusing on educating yourself. And education is not going to college, or going to college, or going to some university, or trying to read all the books. You can do that if you're someone who likes to read and everything. But educating yourself could be stopping to ask somebody a question about their culture. Where are you from? Tell me one thing about your culture that I don't know about. Or you can stop and be interested in other people, because many times we are so interested in ourselves that we don't take the time to hear somebody else's story. You can be really you can learn a lot by just stopping and listening. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to, and I'm asking God to help me with, to be more and more curious about other people, because I think the more we know, the saying said, when you know better, you do better. When you know better on how to treat other people, when you know about cultures, when you know about other people, you are able to treat them differently and treat them with a lot more love and compassion. Again, your health is your wealth. There is nothing more precious in life than your wealth. Today, I'm here, I'm able to do so many things because I'm healthy, because I know that I'm able to physically do these things. Now, if you are not able to do certain things, whether it is walking from your house to the bus stop, or it is, picking up your kids, or it is like, getting up in the morning because your body is aching, so many, or if you feel like every time there's an issue, you feel overwhelmed because you don't know how to handle challenges, or you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Life is so difficult for me. Cultivate, build on your health, your physical, your spiritual, and your mental health. Do that. I have a nurse here who's a friend of ours, and she wanted to be here today, but something came up. And she said, Gabrielle, I'm a nurse and I work in the school system, and I also work at the hospital, different places, and work with different nurses. And so many times people are coming for medicine, they're coming for prescriptions, when the truth of the matter is they could have resolved so much at home by living in peace, by creating a peaceful environment for themselves, because the stress, the anxiety that you feel many times is because of your environment. By saying no, we talked about that, to things that are too much for you. If you're not able to handle it, you don't have the bandwidth, say no, so you can have your peace of mind, your health. By being associated with healthy relationships, people will encourage you, people will cheer you on, not the ones who are constantly putting you down, constantly saying, who do you think you are?